Good morning again from Silicon Valley. Today we have a very intriguing minded chat with the champion of the Corporate Startup Stars 2023, Microsoft. And with us we have Anthony Virapin. Hi, Anthony.
Hi, Marco.
How are you?
I'm great, thank you.
So, Anthony, you have a role that is, I think, that says it all, and it's kind of long to describe. You are the worldwide leader of Microsoft Entrepreneurship for Positive Impact, and also the Office of the EVP and the AI National Initiative. So you cover quite a wide range of activities. The discussion of today, I think, is focused to start with, at least on the latest thing that happened. That is, Microsoft won this year in 2023 as a corporate startup star. And maybe if we want to give a title of these prizes and why you won it, is because I think Microsoft show to the world how to harness the most enterprise value from startup collaborations. Right? So that's one of the major topic of Corporate Startup Stars. Again, for the audience, Corporate Startup Stars is a prize that is given every year, now for the last 8 years and running, organized by Bridge and International Chamber of Commerce. This year it happened in Paris, also with the support of the European Commission and OECD. And every year, kind of what the jury is looking at in order to single out processes that major corporates are putting in place in their interaction with the Corporate Startup Stars. This year, obviously, Microsoft, for at least two major reasons, was the clear winner of this, if you will, competition. So I'm going to start with reading the reasons. There's a long list of reasons. I'm just going to start with the two main pillars of the reasons why Microsoft was recognized as a winner. And so the first one is that because through strategic and sophisticated partnerships, coupled with the systematic promotion of entrepreneurship for positive impact, Microsoft has demonstrated how to build substantial enterprise value through open innovation practices. And obviously, one of the examples here, the partnership between Microsoft and OpenAI, epitomizes visionary collaboration, significantly advancing AI technology and its application, thereby setting a transformative trajectory for the future of AI and the company strategy. And so I want to cover a little bit of that because I think it's clear to everybody. It's a great story that is unfolding on a daily basis now, with a lot of sometimes unexpected episodes. So that's the first pillar. The second pillar, and then we're going to cover both of them, is reading here again through the list of reasons that the judges put together. Microsoft has also emerged as a global champion in promoting entrepreneurship for positive impact. And I'm going to read some of the numbers here because I think is particularly interesting to see the tangible result of that. In the course of the last 18 months, through its Entrepreneurship for Positive Impact program, which is the program that you run, and it's a 12-month-long accelerator, Microsoft has been providing technology support, generative AI enablement, mentoring, policy environment support, and community connections. And this program supports entrepreneurs in solving our world's most pressing challenges. It was launched a year and a half ago, and the program has reached now over 1,000 positive impact entrepreneurs from 70 plus countries worldwide. Okay, so this is just to set the stage of two macro topics I want to talk about. So let's divide conversation. Let's start from the first one. And again, you've been at Microsoft, I think, a long time, right?
Yeah.
If I'm counting, it's almost 16 years. So you've seen a lot of waves, a lot of changes, a lot of different priorities coming through that company. So maybe you can help us summarize what are the pillars first of the partnership Microsoft OpenAI.
Yeah, thanks, Marco, and thanks for the beautiful introduction. I'm especially happy about and proud about this award, and thanks again to Mind the Bridge and all the judges for this amazing prize. We are super proud at Microsoft to be rewarded for our efforts, for the different things you mentioned, and so the work we do with startups. And to your question about the partnership with OpenAI, actually. Yeah, I've been working for 15 years, more than 15 years at Microsoft. So we are definitely a tech company. This is our DNA, and AI now and generative AI is shaping up to be the most important technology of our time. So the partnership with OpenAI is really based on what we can do together to support more people, to support our mission at Microsoft, which is empower every person around the world to achieve more. And that's what we do with OpenAI, is really to use the capabilities of AI technologies, what we call now generative AI, to support people, but also enterprises to create more, to deliver more, to achieve more at the end. So this is one of the pillars of the partnership, is really to think about how we can do that together, but also thinking about responsible AI, how we can also do that together by respecting, by thinking about responsibility and ethics. So this is at the core of our work with OpenAI, and we have a lot of collaboration with our partners to deliver more capabilities and help them to be empowered with these technologies. And meaning we want to deliver more content, we want to deliver more learning paths to help the people who can use technologies like Azure, OpenAI, semantic kernel, etc., to drive more things for their work. And it could be at the personal level or at the professional level.
Can I just ask you? I mean, we can go and talk for hours because the terms of the development at scale of AI in general and open AI as the main driver is so intriguing. But I want to touch upon the piece that you just mentioned. It is also closer to your daily activities. So how do you support the ethical use of those technologies? So the AI for good, which is an open-ended question, but I'm intrigued to understand how does that implemented internally in your processes.
Yeah. So basically in all the things we do with our customers or with our partners, when we talk about AI, this layer of responsible and ethic AI, it's at the start of the discussion. So we need to know on every interactions with the customers, including the developers of these customers and the partners, uh, how these responsible AI and ethics methods are implemented. So that's one of the first questions we have during the assessment. But at the same time, we have experts, we have our team who are skilled on this topic. Meaning that for us internally, you asked me about the internal side of this
Mhm.
partnership. We have a strong skilling plan for our employees and all the people we have at Microsoft, including the non-tech people, to be skilled on AI and especially responsible AI. So it starts really with the discussion, with the topic as top of mind of what we want to do in terms of projects on AI. And after that, it's all about training, skilling on this topic together with the customers. But this is a strong component and like a criteria to select how we can move forward on a project.
Mhm. And then do you keep monitoring? And I guess actually, I mean, I wonder if you use AI to monitor that responsible AI implementation.
That's part of what we can do indeed. I would say that technology is part actually of this assessment on responsible AI, but we have also, and of course, people. We need people and human people to think about that collectively. So, as usual, technology is here to help us to augment the work on that, but never replace. That's why it starts with people and it's continue and it's augments with technologies, including AI and generative AI for sure.
Got it. So again, for the audience here, I mean, the deal that Microsoft has with OpenAI is kind of complicated ones. Actually, took months for people to understand, and obviously some of the details are probably still not totally, totally out there. But I think in general, I think there is a number of integration that happened there. The use of your computing power there of Azure obviously is one big piece of that. And meanwhile, OpenAI today has been it turned into one of the most valuable startups in the world, valued at over 100 billion. Microsoft also through the support poured around 30 billion into it. So it's a partnership that is really at scale that's probably unprecedented. I was wondering, again, through your experience of living in Microsoft for quite some time, has anything changed significantly from the beginning of the partnership and integration with OpenAI within Microsoft itself?
Um, Not really, due to the partnership. I mean, it's more on the trend on AI, and OpenAI is clearly one of the key players of this world of generative AI. Um, they really demonstrated with the technologies that we can democratize generative AI. So it's more that effect that we can feel internally at Microsoft, because we know today that all, I would say, large corporates, governments, non-profit entities want to do more with generative AI, and for sure, OpenAI was one of these players who helped this one. So in terms of partnerships, you mentioned that, Marco, it's indeed basically a lot of tech things we do for our roadmap. You certainly know about Copilot, our new solution that Microsoft integrating in Microsoft 365, meaning that with Copilot, which is a new product from Microsoft powered by different technologies of OpenAI, and in this partnership, we use the capability of Office 365 to do more for our customers, including consumers, with generative AI capabilities. So that's part of the partnership, and it's changed a lot of things for us internally. Again, in terms of skilling, in terms of how we can help our customers and consumers to use more Office 365 and cloud capabilities with this fact. So I would say the short answer is really that it creates an acceleration of everything for our roadmap, for our different way to sell the products and to convince our consumers, but also to help them to adopt that. It's not only about selling, but also about the success of their usage. And now with generative AI, with all these solutions, it's becoming super fast. It was already super fast with the cloud capabilities, but now with generative AI, the paradigm is changing with a lot of more traction and acceleration. So I would say this is what we can feel both internally but also externally. All the requests we receive from our customers, from our partners, this is now amazing and super exciting. So it's great.
And then again, I think you need to give it to the management and the strategy of the company that was able to catch the wave of AI
Oh yeah.
at the right time. Also compared to the other big techs, I think Microsoft, has been decades in the business, and I remember my years at Google, Microsoft felt like it was kind of on the, if anything, plateauing its
Yeah.
ability to innovate and for sure to ride new waves. So kind of missed a few ones of the mobile, but definitely I think it caught at the right time the big wave of AI and is full in. So I think this is clear to everybody, and is also now represented in the also in evaluation of the stock of the company. My question is how important and I guess it's kind of a rhetorical question because we already have an answer here, but it looks like there's a clear commitment from the top, right? And the vision from the top, since Satya Nadella, the CEO, that moved to this position, I believe 10 years ago, exactly in 2014. He has totally redesigned the Microsoft positioning as a leader in cloud and AI. How do you feel it inside? So do you feel that clear direction and vision that is driving all projects?
Oh yeah, no, that's absolutely. We can feel that. I can feel that directly. I can tell you that AI, generative AI, this partnership with OpenAI is top of mind for our senior leadership team, including Satya. In November, I think it was in November or October 2023, OpenAI did their first really keynote about their new capabilities with ChatGPT 4, etc. And Satya Nadella, so our CEO, was on stage with Sam Altman to talk about that. So that's not just a sign of what's going on, but just to say that it's top of mind. And you mentioned in my introduction as well that I report to a member of the senior leadership team called Jean-Philippe Courtois. He's the executive vice president of Microsoft, and he leads what we call AI National Initiative, meaning that Jean-Philippe works with all our different subsidiaries around the world, like Microsoft France, Germany, Italy, etc., to do more locally or regionally on AI. And AI national initiatives means that we work with the different subsidiaries where Microsoft is present to deploy more AI capabilities, more AI activities locally in a country with our customers, with our partners, developers, students, governments, public entities, and also startups, of course, on AI. So this is also part of his scope as a member of the senior leadership team. But it's the same for Kathleen Hogan, our CHRO, which is in charge of skilling that I mentioned a lot previously, around skilling around AI, meaning that she is here also to help us to deliver this mission into a reality with our employees in terms of skilling with AI, and the same for the other member of the SLT. So clearly, it's coming from the top, and it's really top of mind for them.
Excellent. That's actually an area that we didn't quite know about. All right, let's talk about the second main pillar, the ones that I think keeps you busy most of your time. So the entrepreneurship for positive impact. Maybe it can help. I mean, I gave some numbers on the highlights just to get a sense of impact, but give us a little bit of a genesis of the project and kind of explain how that works.
Yeah, sure. So we started the discussion with AI, of course, and I explained that AI is shaping up as the most important technology of our time. But we know that at the same time, it has incredible potential to help us to deliver positive change and help also meet what we call, the 17 SDG goals, sustainable development goals, addressing the big challenges of our planet and people. And we did a commitment when this 17 SDG goals happened, and we said that at Microsoft our mission is really to empower every individual and organization on the planet to achieve more, as I said. And what we see is really that we can accelerate and scale this positive impact again with AI. So we support these all SDG goals. At the company, we focus more deeply on quality education, decent work and economic growth, climate action, of course, and global peace. But that required a combination of different stakeholders who can help on that. Large corporates, governments, non-profit organizations, startups and innovators, and also, of course, the consumers and employees, I would say. And we felt that there is a new generation of positive leaders with a mission to create positive impact for people and the planet, but starting really as a businesses. So it's not really like non-profit organization or NGOs. We are really talking about entrepreneurs that can accelerate and scale positive change with the innovation. So that's why we launched this initiative, Microsoft Entrepreneurship for Positive Impact, because our theory of change was that if we can unleash the potential of two types of change makers. One are the social entrepreneurs, and the other one is impact startups, impact scale-up, including AI and cloud. We can scale their social impact with our tech intensity, generative AI, as we mentioned, and our global ecosystems. So now we have indeed more than 1,000 change makers in this program who work across 70 plus countries, and they are fighting misinformation, fighting climate change, providing access to healthcare, to clean green power. So I have a lot of examples, of course, of companies, but that can give you a sense of what we call positive impact entrepreneurs. This mix of social entrepreneurs and also impact startups and impact scale-ups. So what we provide them is, of course, our tech capabilities, including cloud, including AI, but not only. I mentioned ecosystem. An ecosystem means that we are also here to help them to be connected with partners of Microsoft, customers of Microsoft, who are looking for solutions to address societal or environmental challenges. So it's not only on tech, it's really based on go-to-market as well. And when we talk about open innovation, we can talk in that case of impact open innovation between our customers and these impact entrepreneurs.
Got it. Perfect. So you got a good explanation also where that came from. In practical terms,
Yeah.
is there an ongoing calls that you have in different regions, and is there a structured program and acceleration? So give us the details of entities of people that actually are interested in evaluating that as an opportunity.
Yeah, sure. So we have two programs under this initiative. One is a program that are really online, and it's called Microsoft Founders Hub. You can just apply if you are startups, and you can get access to different benefits from Microsoft. If you are an impact startup, this is the same entry point. This is also Founders Hub, but because you are an impact startup or an impact scale-up, you can have access to more benefits from this program, Entrepreneurship for Positive Impact. And this one is online and always on. So we don't have like an acceleration process. It's really based on this online platform. And it's a super light form, asking for different questions about your companies, where you are, what is your maturity, are you more scale-up than a startups, etc. And after that, you can get some different benefits that I mentioned part of this program. And we have another one called the Entrepreneurship for Positive Impact Accelerator, which is cohort-based, 12 months cohort, actually, and it starts in general in October and November to November of the next year. So we already started our new cohort for 2024. We started that in November 2023 to November 2024 with up to 100 companies, and it's a global cohort. We have companies from all around the world, all the different countries around the world, addressing the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. And on that one, we are looking for more mature companies. So it's more scale-up companies that are already a huge usage of technologies, including in general AI. And we are here to accelerate them with technologies, of course, but more on the go-to-market piece and the connection with our customers and partners.
How does it work? So you associate, leaders of Microsoft to each of these entities for a year. I guess the acceleration is all online, I assume, because of the global nature of it.
Yeah.
Is that one of the things that you do? So you give resources and you put senior people connected to the single participants.
Absolutely, this is the most I would say maybe one of the most important benefits of this accelerator is indeed that we developed a capability that create a coaching model and a pairing model between our senior leaders at Microsoft, who will coach during 12 months, so the time of the acceleration, in a one-on-one each of the positive impact entrepreneurs for the accelerator. So this is only for this cohort-based model for the accelerator up to 100, and we have 100 leaders who are in pairing in one-on-one with each of them.
Got it. So that's definitely a global reach, right? Because it's also global, I guess, in the the people that you associate with single projects. Well, I haven't seen all these projects today, and in the year and a half of the activities. What do you think is the biggest challenge? What are the biggest challenges that entrepreneurs face in creating positive impact today? I mean, if what they need the most?
Yeah, so I would say one of the big challenges is really about the funding. We have really like when we talk about impact entrepreneurs, it starts with people. It really starts with the people and a mission, and in general, the mission is clearly here. I mean, the why. If we ask for the why, we have a clear why. We have a clear vision on why they want to do something and what they want to do after that. So at the starting point, it's really always super promising, fascinating, and great for that. But then, as we know all, when we work with startups, scale up, one of the big points is how we can scale that at the global level, how we can scale that with more customers, more partners, etc. On that point, funding is a key thing they need. And we know that for startups, it's a big one, right?
Yeah.
For impact startups, it's potentially more challenging, potentially harder, because in this model we always talk about passion capital, meaning that the return on investment is longer than the traditional commercial startups or scale up, because you have a combination of impact on people or planet, which is super hard sometimes to measure.
Yeah.
Measurement of impact is another topic, but let's stay on the funding. But it's part of, if you are an investor and you are looking for numbers for ROI, return on investment, super quick, this is much harder for impact startups to convince them on that, because there is this component on impact measurement. And then about money, yes, this is not the same amount in general. I'm not taking that as a generated, but it's like what we do. So funding is definitely a hard thing for them, a challenge to find the right investors, convince investors around this impact potential investments. But it's clearly one of the things we see. And the second one, I touched that a bit, is about impact measurement, how they can use system of measurement, right KPIs to measure the impact easily.
I want to talk about that actually, because I think this is one of the key elements that has not been cracked already. Just to clarify, does Microsoft provide funding there or grants in the 100? No, right? So you're just an enabler. You're not.
Absolutely. What we do is really the initiative I lead. It's really about partnership. This is what we do with this enterprise, but we are not giving any funding. But what we do, part of this initiative, is also to connect them with investors, with venture capitalists, with private investors, private equity, etc., to help them to scale. But it's not Microsoft things.
Got it. And so, is there also a demo day or something that is kind of more formally ends the acceleration program?
Yes, it's part of the program. At the end, we have a hackathon. We have a big hackathon that we do at the end of the acceleration, and that includes a pitch session, which is like kind of demo days, but it's part of the journey.
Got it. All right, back to the second topic, particularly relevant. So, what do you measure for success? And you mentioned the SDGs, I think, as the North Stars, right?
Yeah.
But in practice, right? How do you measure, I guess, your impact also as a supporter, but then the impact of the startups that you are supporting itself? What have you learned over these years? And maybe as a follow-up question connected to that, maybe you can give some success stories that based also on the measurement of what you thought was relevant.
Yeah, sure. So our success is the way we measure the success is really the way they measure their success. Meaning that what we share together with the entrepreneurs when we work with them in this initiative is really to ask them what is their bold mission, what is their bold targets and KPI. So with that, it clearly depends if you are working on environmental solutions, you are looking for removing tons of carbons. You are looking for doing things around climate for sure. If you are doing that for people, it could be on healthcare, on education, and more directly on number of people at the end.
Mm-hmm.
So what we ask to all the entrepreneurs is really how they measure their KPI, and we are here to multiply this effect. So if you start like in a country by saving X tons of carbons, we are here to help you to do that in other countries and potentially multiply this number by 5, 10, 20. So we measure this together and define specific goals for each of these companies in this accelerator. So this is our way to say that we have collective common goals together. Let's do that, and let's create a plan of actions around what we can do and different milestones on the next 12 months. That's like what we call the common goals together and common bold goals in general, because we want to really have clear targets and measurements. The other things, how we measure that at Microsoft, is also the number of companies we support and how we really help them in terms of technologies. So we have a lot of KPIs around the usage of our technologies, how we can continue to optimize things with them. That's part of the things. We mentioned also this capability we have with our leaders at Microsoft, and because this is also they are also part of this success, the leaders at Microsoft who coach the companies, it's part of their career development plans, meaning that for them it's all about what they learn from this experience with by working with entrepreneurs, and how this coaching approach contributed to their success as a leader, but also as a leader at Microsoft. So this is also KPI we have and we use to measure the success.
So to understand there, the people that are engaged are all senior leaders.
Yeah.
Do they volunteer? Right. So they say, okay, I want to spend this number of hours on this project. Yes.
That's true. They are volunteer, but they are also committed at the end, because when they join this program, it starts with a call for applications. So we are looking for people who want to join, but who can also dedicate the right level of time
Right.
to
So
help.
it's up to you and your team then to decide, who to match, right? And you make the cut or you don't make the cut, because even we know you want to have enough quality time to dedicate something like this.
That's true. So we have a lot of interviews with them to make sure this is clear. They are ready to do that. They are all senior leaders, so it's not about skills. It's more about time and commitment at the end. And after that, when we have a go, we have the green light, we can start the matching process and make sure we align between what entrepreneurs want or wish and what leaders would love to explore. It could be an area, it could be a geo. If you are in US, you maybe want to be paired with a European or Asian entrepreneurs, or you want to work on education or climate because this is what you want to explore maybe.
Got it. Maybe give us one example of a success story, something that is, that you can associate with this process.
Yeah, sure. So an example I have in mind is really from this week. So, this week we had the Davos 2024 week, and we invited a company called Agrivi. They are based in Croatia, and Agrivi, as you can imagine with the name, is an agri-tech startups in Croatia. And Agrivi was part of this accelerator, and we helped them during the last 12 months to develop their solutions. We give them advice around how they can improve their AI model. So it was part of the coaching and what we do with them in terms of technology. But Agrivi was in pairing with one of our chief of staff at Microsoft, working for senior leaders, and she Adriana, this is her name. She helped Agrivi on the go-to-market, how they can develop a new capabilities to be connected with more customers, to make more visibility around their solution, and to help them with their digital transformation. So the combination of tech plus go-to-market worked super well, and that's why we decided to invite also them at Davos to showcase their solution, to show what they did with Microsoft, but not only with Microsoft, what they are looking for. And what they are looking for is really visibility. So in a way, Davos could be a great opportunity for them to gain more exposure, especially from different public entities working on agriculture, and help them to implement AgriV, not only in Croatia, not only in Europe, but maybe in US, in Asia. And we finalized this partnership with AgriV with a hackathon, a tech hackathon on generative AI, meaning that our research team based in Redmond, in Seattle, they worked closely during 1 week with AgriV to create a new model based on OpenAI and Azure OpenAI to create more things for digital agriculture and agri-food value chain of tomorrow in over 50 countries. So it started like small, maybe only in Europe without AI, go super fast with AI and go to market. And then with Azure OpenAI and more capabilities, it's becoming huge in terms of potential. And hopefully in 2 or 3 years, maybe less, we'll have a great success stories and maybe unicorns in agri-tech.
Yeah, pretty awesome. Maybe you were talking about Davos. Maybe also makes sense to share some of the news that happened there, declaration, some pledge. So maybe why don't you share with the audience?
Yeah, sure. So indeed, it was also one of the things we did at Davos. We worked with the World Economic Forum during several months, actually, to think about how we could do more on the private sector to empower and help social innovators, including social entrepreneurs. And one of the things collectively we imagine with the World Economic Forum and other members of what they call the Alliance, including SAP, we co-founded a corporate leadership group to discuss about that, to discuss about potential ideas. And the World Economic Forum proposed an initiative called the Rise Ahead Pledge. And the Rise Ahead Pledge is a commitment from different corporates to join the effort and help, could be with non-financial support or financial support, more positive impact entrepreneurs through coaching, through mentoring, pro bono support, but also financial support, of course, and also procurement. So we announced together the Rise Ahead Pledge, and Microsoft is one of the key players of this pledge, and we committed on with Entrepreneurship for Positive Impact on doing more for that. SAP did the same, and we had other members of the Alliance who announced how they want to join, what is this pledge and why it's so important, and why social innovation matters for business, which was the title of the session. So the Rise Ahead Pledge is a way for us to start this movement and do more at Microsoft, but also, and we hope that other corporates, large corporates, will join this initiative to have more and more public sector and private sector entities, to join this commitment to do more for social entrepreneurs.
So I think that's a great way to end the discussion, and on a view of what might happen in the next 10 years. And so maybe you can share your views and how do you see the future of impact entrepreneurship heading into the next 10 years, the next decade?
Yeah. So I think if we think about the Sustainable Development Goals, we really have like a big milestone in 2030. So for us, 2030 is a way to measure what we did together. I'm not just talking about positive impact entrepreneurs and Microsoft. It's really like the goals are made for the world, and all the different key stakeholders are impacted for that. So now with this type of pledge, with what we do in this initiative, we are also committed to new activities or expanding their existing social innovator in different areas. Provide financial support to social innovators is one. Provide non-financial support to social innovators is another one, and especially social procurement. So how we can do that? So for me, the future of entrepreneurs is really based on our capacity to clearly double the level of investments of corporates, of public entities in terms of activities to create this multiplier effect. I use that for a way to measure the impact. It's the same for this question. We want to create multiplier impact effect for the impact to align with the 17 SDG goals, and this, not the deadline, but you know what I mean. 2030 is like an important date to measure the impact. So I would say that the more we deliver activities around non-financial or financial support for them would help. We mentioned the challenges around funding. If they have more money, if they have more funding, they can do more. They can scale their impact. At the same time, if we, in the private sector, large corporates like Microsoft, SAP, EY, which also signs the pledge, and others, can think about do that collectively instead of doing that as a silo with entrepreneurs, that could create a forcing function for all of us to create more. So that's my wish, but also like an objective of what we can do for the future. But yeah, definitely, this is what I see in the next coming months and years.
Yeah, I think you said it well. I think now, if this is becoming systemic, then the acceleration of results should be clear to everybody, and this pledge
That's
is probably
point. Yeah.
a step in the right direction. Anthony, I think this is the end of our conversation. We could have gone much longer, but first of all, again, congratulations on what you're doing. Congratulations to the company you work for. It did an excellent 2023. We hope that 2024 would be as exciting and keep up with the good work. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Marco. It was a pleasure to speak with you. Again, it's like passionate about this. I'm passionate about these different topics, so it's a pleasure to just share that with you and the great news around positive impact entrepreneurs. I think you at Mind the Bridge, you are helping also to drive these systemic changes, which is great by showcasing this type of innovation. So I appreciate this effort with you and the time. So thank you very much.
To the next time. Bye.